Hey guys, this is the Betamax Man here, and we're going to do a YouTube request. I've had a couple people asked if I would show off my Shelley Duvall Fairy Tale Theater Betamax tapes. And I think I might have done a video on this once before, but I figured, you know what, it's been so long since I've done it, and I don't even remember exactly what all the video was about, but I don't think it was specified for the beta format, because I also have some of these on CED, or capacitance electronics disc. But today we'll just go ahead and celebrate this video with some mellow yellow. Make the mellow yellow move, know what I mean? Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and take a look here. Now what I do have here is I've put them all in order. There are still some that I need to get. Oh yeah, I forgot I have this one. This is the big box. The Frog Prince, which is I believe this was the very first one. So we have that as well. So let's go ahead and take a look. But we'll just go ahead and take a look at them. And here we have the Tale of the Frog Prince. And this one has Robin Williams in it. And of course, you know, he died, you know, probably close to, it's been close to, what, 8-10 years since he died. So, just really a shame that he died, because he was such a very talented guy, you know. Not only was he a good comedian, but he was also a very good actor as well. I always thought he was just really great in this one particular one. So here we go, and we'll go ahead and open it up, because this has got a gatefold, and there's even a little booklet with the Tale of the Frog Prince. It's got, I guess this tells you what other tapes are available. And we have Beauty and the Beast, The Boy Who Left Home to Find Out About the Shivers, Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Hansel and Gretel, Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, The Nightingale, Pinocchio, The Princess and the Pea, Rapunzel, Rumpelstiltskin, Sleeping Beauty, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, A Tale of the Frog Prince, and Thumbelina. Looks like there's more things here that's got some pictures and stuff. This was the big box one. And this is on a Sony cassette. And this is actually got, the cardboard is wore out, and it's actually has a piece of cardboard missing on the bottom here that holds the cassette in its place. Or maybe there's not a cardboard missing, maybe it was just designed more for the VHS tapes, and not really for the beta. But here we go, there's the beta, and I actually really like this one. This one is probably one of my favorite ones out of all of them. Another one I liked was Puss and Boots. And then this one's got a little flap here for sliding into that little hole to keep the cover straight. And I am going to try and collect every single one of the Fairy Tale Theater episodes on video cassette. And now we'll take a look. We'll put that one over there. Now we'll take a look. Here is, I actually got off eBay. This was the first time I got, the first lot that I got. Most of these were bought in a lot. And this one had a little custom box here. And it looks like it's authentic. Like they might have sold it this way. It does look authentic. I don't know. It might have been something that somebody made. It does kind of look authentic, but then again, you never know. It could be something that was made. So apparently the first like 6 volumes of tapes or something was put into it. Maybe you could buy them per set of 6 tapes or something like that. So here we have Aladdin and his wonderful lamp. Of course, you got the beta stickers that are covering the VHS logo. And this one specifies that it is in fact in hi-fi. Now, they don't all have the hi-fi marking on them, but there are a few of them that do. Even if they don't have the hi-fi marking, they do have hi-fi. Now this one is a Fuji cassette. Oops, I think it's all stuck. There we go. The label was stuck. So this is Playhouse video. Some of the Playhouse videos had the Playhouse logo on the label, and some of them just had the CBS Box label on them, as you'll see in some of them. But this was on an L250 Fuji, and Fuji makes okay tape. I think Fuji is better quality than the Scotch. And we'll take a look at the back here. And you'll see this has been a while since I watched this particular one, but I think they run about 40 minutes long, I believe. The very first time I watched any of these series was on TV. It was CBS. It was Channel 6. And I was living in Portland, Oregon at the time. And so my mom would actually record these off of TV onto a VHS tape, because that's what we had, was a VHS machine. We didn't have beta. So growing up, I was a VHS household. And we used to go to Hollywood Video and rent videos. And then here is the gatefold. Opens up. And there's that one. So we'll go ahead and kind of show you these. I'll try to, you know, do a detailed description on what they look like. So, and we'll go ahead and pull out. This is Beauty and the Beast. There's the side and the back. And there's not a whole lot really to see in the back. They all have this images from the film on the back of the cover. And you got the Playhouse logo on them. And this one is unfortunately on a Scotch. And this one has the CBS Fox label on them. And I don't know why, but some of them had the CBS Fox. And if you play the tape, they'll have the CBS Fox logo on it as well. So some had the Playhouse logo and some just had the CBS logo. So alright, next up we have The Boy Who Left Home to Find Out About the Shivers. And this has got this is actually a good one. I like this one. Pretty cool. And there's the sides there. Of course, you've got the little gatefold, which they all pretty much say the same thing. They do kind of have the stuff in order. So you have, this is the order that Playhouse Video has them in, and so that's the letter, the how I've got them together is I went from this, so I put them in order according to this cover. So, and then this one has again CBS Fox label. And this one is on a TDK cassette. This is probably an L250 as well. Oh no, this is an L370. Not sure why they would need the extra length of tape, because these were typically only about 40-minute long, 45-minute long. I used to grow up watching these back in the 80s and 90s. At the night, like I remember, I used to live on the Oregon coast, and I used to go to the public library, and they had all of these on VHS, so we used to rent them on VHS. And so my mom used to record all these off TV onto a VHS, because like I said, we had a VHS machine, and we had an old it was an old Panasonic, I think it was a top loader, and anyway, that was cool. So yeah, this one was good. I like that one. And we have Cinderella. This is actually one of my favorites. It's got Matthew Broderick in it, and he was one of my favorite actors. There's a lot of good actors in this one, and of course this one does have the, this one's got a white label with the Playhouse Video. And we have the Dancing Princesses. And this one I found was pretty boring. I didn't even like this one at all. I didn't really, just didn't care for it at all. But, and then of course you got your gatefold, which they all pretty much say the same thing. And then we have this one, and it's got the Playhouse logo on it. And unfortunately, this is a Scotch. Even though it's on a Scotch, it still plays just fine. It does play back okay. And this was a previous rental because it's got the Entertainment Tonight logo on there. I'm assuming that is maybe a video rental store that this came from. And then we finally got Goldilocks and the Three Bears. And this one was a good one. I like this one. And of course the gatefold, which they all have the same thing. This is on a Scotch cassette as well, and again you've got the CBS Fox logo on there, and it's on an L250. You know, some of the Scotch tapes were not bad. I know that if you guys are familiar with me in my channel, I don't like Scotch tapes because they do tend to shed oxide. Not only that, they do tend to wear out prematurely, but some of the Scotch tapes, some of the higher grade Scotch tapes, were actually somewhat decent. And this one's more of a higher quality tape. Now, one of the ways that you can tell a really high quality, high grade tape from just a regular standard grade cheap tape is how dark the tape is. If the tape is really dark in color, that means that it's a high grade cassette. And if it's more of a lighter color, then you have a poorer quality, a low quality tape. Now, I have heard stories about some of the higher grade tapes that would make the video head drum shiny, and the tape would stick to the drum. And apparently some of that was caused from high grade, high quality tapes, and I'm not sure why, but that just seems to be some of the information that not only I found out for myself, but I've learned from others as well. And then there's Goldilocks and the Three Bears, so we can put these, we're going to put these back in the box here. And we're going to put those back on the shelf, and we'll start looking at some of these. Now we have the Hansel and Gretel. I actually found these on eBay a few months ago, and they were listing them in the Disney video listings. And these are not Disney videos, but somebody put them in the Disney category, and I found them and snatched them up because I knew I wanted them. Anytime I see the Shelley Duvall Fairy Tale Theater Playhouse video titles, I snap them up. I grab them up if I can afford to. Because sometimes people want ridiculous amounts of money for these. And I can understand paying a little bit more money for the beta format ones, but you know, I sure as hell wouldn't buy this on VHS. Because VHS is crap. So this is on, and again, it's got the CBS box. This is on a Sony cassette, so this one is in really good condition. This one actually plays like it was new, so I really, really like this one. Okay. And we have Little Red Riding Hood. And this has got some good, really good actors in here as well. And they always had really good actors. Actors that were pretty well known. And they were very good actors in my opinion on these. And this one is on a Fuji cassette. And this one has the Playhouse Video logo on there. And the Fuji ones are a little bit better quality than the Scotch. Not by much, but a little bit. And then we've got, I put this in the, I gotta go like that. I have a certain way that I put them in there. There we go. And we have, this one was actually sealed. I found this that was completely sealed on eBay. I think I paid close to $20 to $30 for it. But it was brand spanking new. This is Pinocchio. Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater with the beta. And I think I did do a video on the unwrapping on this. And this one is on a Scotch cassette, but due to the fact that this is a new tape, it's actually in really good shape. Well, why is it in good shape? Because it's new. I mean, hey, it's still shiny. You can still see the shininess that this cassette holds. So this is one of my faves as well. I liked Pinocchio. Although the actor that played him, Pee Wee Herman, is who most people know him by. I've heard some stories about him being a child molester. I don't know how true those statements are, but I used to hear back when I was a kid in the 90s, we used to hear about him, the allegations that he molested children. I don't know if he did or not. I would hope that he didn't, but there were a lot of suspicious stories about him. Here we have The Princess and the Pea with one of the famous actors. What's her name here? Liza Minnelli and Tom Conti. Britus Strat. I don't know. I can't read the name. I can't pronounce the names, but she's beautiful back in the day. She was pretty hot. Used to think she was pretty good looking back in the day. Nowadays, I don't know what she looks like nowadays. Sorry guys, my camera died. I had to plug it in. We have Princess and the Pea, and this is from the same seller, as you can see. This has got the Entertainment Tonight printed on the label. I kind of wish that they wouldn't have done that, because that does kind of ruin the value a little bit. But and this is on an L250 Scotch. They used a lot of Scotch tapes back in the 80s. And I think it was because Scotch was typically a lot cheaper than most of the other manufacturers of the video cassettes. Scotch was, I remember Scotch always being kind of a cheaper solution to buying. You know, you could buy a blank Scotch for like, you know, $17, $18 versus like a Sony cassette, which was about $20 to $22, you know. And of course, back in the mid to late 90s, you could buy such as a blank VHS tape for $1. Yeah, they got that cheap. Back in the late 90s, VHS blank tapes were dirt cheap. Of course, you could still buy beta tapes, but not very many people had them. Weimar used to sell them up until about 20 years ago. I think about 2002, 2003, Weimar stopped selling blank betas. In fact, they had some of those blank beta stock tapes that they had were on the shelf for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months before they sold one. And they might have sold before then. I don't really remember a whole lot, but we have The Princess Who Had Never Laughed. And this one was okay. You know, this one was alright. You know, so we got the gatefold here. This one is actually in really, really nice shape. And we'll take a look at the video cassette here. Now, this is a Scotch. And again, you know, Scotch was pretty cheaply made. And, you know, they were not the greatest tapes. Even though they claimed to be made in the US, they just weren't very good. I think the ones that were higher grade, those ones were a little bit better. You know, and I think the ones that were from like the 70s and 80s that were made in Japan, I think those ones were fine. But I think the 80s Scotch tapes, they just, I don't know, Scotch tapes have never been very good, in my opinion. Like I said, they wear out prematurely, they shed oxide, they do have a lot of stiction problems, where the tape's sticking to the drum. They just seem to have a lot of problems, and so I just don't like them. But anyway, there's that one. And I know this video is a little bit long, and I'm going to try not to make it so long, but here we have Puss and Boots. And this was one of my favorite ones. And they got some good actors in this one. And this one has a cat in it, and so I think that's why I like it so well. It's because it has a cat, and I'm a huge cat lover, so. And there's that. And this one has the Playhouse video. Now this one looks like it might be a higher grade tape. And this is Puss and Boots. And probably an L250. Yep, L250. Don't know what that number is, but or letter or whatever it is. Looks like some kind of a scribble. Hey, it's got a CBS logo on it. Interesting. Some of them did have the CBS logo on the labels, and I don't know why. Oh, this one has a CBS Fox label on it. See? This one's got the CBS Fox label on it. I mean, that's who done these, was CBS Fox. They're the ones who put these out on video. And then we got a few more here. We got about 4 or 5 more here. Here we have Rip Van Winkle. And this one's on a Fuji. We'll take a look at the sides here. And there's the back. And this one was obviously in a rental store. And this is a Fuji cassette, obviously. Which, like I said, Fuji is a little bit higher grade. A little bit better quality cassette than the Scotches. But yet, Fuji was also a cheaper tape. that you could buy back in the 80s and 90s. Of course, the 90s is when videotapes got cheaper. But in the 80s, videotapes, a blank videotape could cost about $20. You know, because I remember seeing the $20 price tags for one tape. Sometimes they would have like certain deals where you could get 2 tapes for like $20, and that was a big deal back then. That was like a huge savings back then. And we have the Snow Queen, which this one I've only watched a couple of times. I haven't watched it all that much, but I believe that this had an actor that played in Little House on the Prairie. She played Laura. I believe that's the same actor. I could be wrong. And this one is on a Sony cassette. And this one has the Playhouse logo. The Snow Queen on a Sony. And LS250E. So it was an L250. Some of them had L250, some of them said LS. But not quite sure why they had that. I think the LS was more like the commercial tapes that the movie companies got. Maybe they were a higher grade tape. And there's and that one. Yeah, we have Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. We've got these, and this one was pretty decent. I liked this one. I don't think you can beat Disney's version, but you know, it comes pretty close. And this one is on a Sony cassette. It's got the Playhouse video logo. And in fact, the labels are actually not quite as big as they should be. The label is not quite as big as it's supposed to be. But I think that's because it's actually supposed to go the other way. Maybe not. I don't know. LS435. Not sure why they would use an L435, because this is definitely only like a 40 to 45 minute episode, so, and it's recorded in beta 2, so I don't know why they would leave that much tape in the cassette. But I guess they did for whatever reason. Maybe they had, maybe there's previews at the end of it showing other fairy tale theater stories. Here we have the 3 Little Pigs. This one's got Jeff Goldblum in it, and he's one of my other favorite actors. I really liked him in this one. And you got the little gatefold there, and you've got the Playhouse label, and this is on a Sony LS250E. So it's on an L250, and it's a Sony, and it's got great quality picture and sound. The quality of the tape also had to do with the quality. Picture quality is better on a better made tape, in my opinion. Recording something on a cheap Scotch is not going to have as quite as sharp of a picture as recording on, say, like a Sony cassette or a Maxell cassette. They just and that really was true. They used to say that on all the blank tapes. They used to say, "Oh yeah, this is a higher grade quality tape, and higher quality the tape is, the better color you're gonna get." And that is true to a certain extent, to a point. You know, some of it was kind of fudging it just a little bit, but it is true. If you've got a good quality blank cassette, you can make really good recordings. The recordings will come out very well. Now this is Thumbelina, and this has got Carrie Fisher, which we all know that, you know, when she passed away a few years ago here now, it's been what, 4 years now? 3-4 years since she died. Man, it really sucks that she passed. But this one was okay. You know, Carrie Fisher is always really good. And she was always really beautiful too back then. And then this has got Scotch. Unfortunately, it's on a Scotch, but hey, you know, it plays okay. Plays just fine on my beta machines. And, you know, Sanyo made some pretty good machines too, you know. You know, you had the Sanyo 7200. One of the most popular and most, I mean, just, they made a ton of those. And they're a beta hi-fi machine, and they have good picture quality. They have just as good a quality picture as the Sonys. And I actually have a silver 7200. I've got a 7250 as well, and those were also good. And as soon as I get a voltage regulator for it, I'm having a little trouble finding the voltage regulator for it, but when I get paid, I'll be able to get one, because I did find one that was, I've bought in 2 regulators now that were garbage. So, and they were cheap, and so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a good quality Sanyo made regulator chip that I'm gonna put in, and it'll be better. So here we go, Thumbelina. And like I said, that was an okay one. You know. Well, that's it, guys. That is all of my Shelley Duvall's Fairy Tale Theater Betamax cassette tapes. And I think I might have done a video on this in the past, but I thought, you know what, I've had a couple people ask me if I would show it off, and the collection has updated since then, so I thought, well, maybe I'll just go ahead and show them. And I don't have any machines as of right now that I can repair. Like I said, I bought a couple regulators, cheap regulators off eBay, and they turned out to be bad, and I had to send one of them. I wasn't able to send back, but the other one I was. And I did find an eBay seller who has Sanyo made chips that actually have documentation showing that they came from the Sanyo factory, and so I bought that. Fingers crossed that that one is going to be good and I can install it into my 7250 and we can get that thing up and going finally, because it has been a long while. At least I've been wanting to get that thing fixed for at least a month now. and haven't been able to. So, like I said, I got, you know, 2 regulators that were faulty, but they were cheap, really cheap $10 ones, and, you know, because I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it, you know, but I'm thinking, you know, I should have just spent the money on the thing, and because I could have had this thing up and going by then. But hey, you know, sometimes you live and learn that, you know, buying cheap parts don't always work out. So from now on, I'm gonna try and buy some quality parts. You know, and Samuel did have the same problem that the Sonys did, because Sanyo was also the manufacturer of those for the Sony. Sony used Sanyo regulators, chips. You know, of course, Sanyo put it in their own beta decks. Sanyo put them in their VHS machines. So, you know, it was, the regulators, they do fail, and, one of the things that you know right off is that there's no power light when you press the power button. And what it is you're losing a voltage. You're missing voltages, a voltage going to the actual mechanism, the actual mechanical moving parts, such as your cassette housing and your head drum and all that. I mean, that regulator supplies voltage to all those areas. So anyway, we will eventually get to that one. I promise we'll get it going. Once we get the regulator in, then we'll put some new belts in, because I do have new belts that I can use to put in that Sanyo. And then that one will finally be up and going, and I know I've been promising to have that thing fixed for at least a good month now. And Maui has decided to join us. The Betamax kitty, sitting on top of my CEDs. Hey, baby girl. Maui. Hey, Maui. 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 Hi. Hi. What you doing? Huh? What you doing? What's this girl doing? Hmm? Hi. Hi. Anyway, guys, so I know this video is a little bit long, but hey, you know, I wanted to show them to you. So we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. See you later. Say goodbye, Maui. The Betamax kitty and the Betamax man signing off. See you later. Bye-bye. Well, hello guys. This is another filler video. This is a sealed copy of Fairy Tale Theater's Pinocchio on Betamax. Another sealed beta for the Betamax man, because beta is better and VHS is shit. And we all knew that VHS was shit. We all know that Sony should have won the format war, not JVC's piece of shit that they ripped off of Sony, because Sony actually invented both systems, but that's another video. So we're going to open this sealed copy, so here we go. And the Betamax kitty is with me today. And she's going to say hi. So she's with me. She wants to open this with me. Here we go, guys. Maybe I'll get my scissors. Okay. We'll just snip that, and there we go. We'll take a look. This was suggested retail $29.95. This would have been late, probably mid-80s. When this mid to late 80s, because that late 80s is when they started putting Betamax tapes in VHS in VHS covers, because they were cutting production costs. So there we go, and there is the tape, and is it on? And you can see that the label has deteriorated. The glue, it's on a shitty scotch. That's the only thing I don't like, is the fact that it's on a scotch cassette. But, oh well. It is brand new. The thing with scotch is they do wear out prematurely. They shed oxide. But there's, this actually opens up, but we'll have to take the sticker off in order to do that. So, but we're going to do that in another video.